How's it going, everyone? My name is True Underdog, here with some more news for Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. Today we'll be covering two main topics. First up, we're going to have a look at some in-game screenshots of Robocop, including his new fatality. And then after that, we also have a detailed description of how each of these characters is going to play, so very exciting stuff. Without any further ado, let's get to it. First up, the screenshots. I have them in Photoshop, that way we can zoom in if we want to. So first up, as you can see, we have the iconic flamethrower. This actually made its debut in Robocop 3, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Robocop 3 is not the best film. The first one is the iconic one that's actually really good. I was watching it yesterday, and it's a good film. It's a really great film. Hasn't aged that bad either. Definitely not a film for kids, though. I know Robocop is a very cartoony character. He had a cartoon show, all of that, but that first film is a hard R rating. Tons of gore and blood and guts, awesome stuff. And you Sector fans out there, you finally have your flamethrower. I know it's not who you wanted to use it. You didn't want to play Robocop, but here you have your flamethrower. What I'm wondering, do they stay on fire and take damage over time, and better yet, does it restand the opponent like flamethrowers always have in past games? If so, that's very exciting. No wake ups for the opponent. And next up, we have a screenshot of Robocop's shield, and it's currently blocking Sheeva's shield. Now, we don't see what happens on contact, but we do know that Sheeva has a charge attack with her shield, very similar to Wonder Woman. But here's what I'm wondering, is this shield a parry or just his regular block animation? If it's just a regular block animation, that's a lot of detail just for a default block. So I think it might actually be a parry of some kind, and that would be awesome. We all know Robocop's not very mobile. He can't cover a lot of ground. So with that in mind, he's gonna have to have some tools to deal with you from a distance. So if you charge in from far away, he's gonna have to have stuff like a parry. So if I was a gambling man, I would say this shield is most likely a parry, but it could also be his default block animation. And then finally, last but not least, we have a glimpse of the fatality. This is a very iconic moment from the first film where Robocop actually does slit the throat of Red Foreman from that 70s show. I know, I was surprised too. I didn't think the show was gonna end that way, but straight up, Red Foreman just gets his throat slit straight up, and this thing doesn't. Now, funny enough, I know it looks like a weapon. It's actually not supposed to be. It's a USB drive. That's right. Here is what directors thought that a USB drive would be in the future. They didn't think a little thumb drive. They thought, no, a giant stick that you shove into a device and then it works for you. I'm not joking. That's what this is. It's not meant to kill people. It just also works that way, but it's meant to be a primary like USB port / hacking device. But going off of what happens in that movie, I'm guessing that Scorpion is about to have his throat slit right here. That's what I think is going to happen based on the movie. And then next up, as promised, we have a description of how these characters are going to play. So first up, we have Sheeva. Let's read it word for word. Sheeva's last playable appearance in a Mortal Kombat game was Mortal Kombat 9 in 2011. Though she did have a brief part to play in the MK11 story. Sheeva's gameplay style is described as a grappler with throws to cover every situation. Yes, finally! I've wanted that from day one, I'm so happy. Low grapple, overhead grapple, anti-air grapple, yes, and of course her unblockable teleport slam. So not actually a teleport, but what they mean is she jumps, leaves the area of play, and then comes down on top of you, and it has been unblockable in past games, and you could also control which way it went. So if the opponent thought, oh, I'll just front dash, no, you land on him. They thought, oh, I'll just jump backwards, no, you can still land on him. As long as you guess correctly, you can control where she falls and stomp them no matter what. It's a very good move. But I'm mostly excited for all the different throws. Oddly enough, even Melina was kind of like this in Mortal Kombat X. She had a low attack and an overhead grab. It was really cool. So it goes without saying, I'm very excited for Sheeva. I think she's the one I'm most excited to play, even over Fujin and Robocop. But next up, let's talk about Fujin. Now, Fujin hasn't been playable in Mortal Kombat since Mortal Kombat Armageddon way back in 2006. But he has been present in Mortal Kombat lore since then, notably fighting alongside his brother in 2015's Mortal Kombat X. His fighting style revolves around a sword, a crossbow, and his wind powers. The latter of which he uses to manipulate both of his weapons and his enemies. So that's really cool. A lot of you did mention the crossbow, and I didn't even notice it, and I find it kind of funny that a god of wind would even need a crossbow, but it's cool that he has it, and I can't wait to see how he uses it. And then last but not least, there's Robocop, who features both the iconic voice and likeness of Peter Weller. Fantastic stuff. Who of course played Alex Murphy in the original Robocop 1 and 2. In 3, it doesn't sound like Robocop anymore because it's not the same actor, and that kind of sucks. Robocop is described as a character who excels at keeping his opponents at bay with his Auto 9 pistol, flamethrower, riot shield, and shoulder cannon that can be loaded with various types of ammo. Okay, so unfortunately he does seem to be a zoner, but he is a slow moving zoner and he won't have a teleport, so I imagine once you do get in on him, he can't really escape as easily, but I do think the riot shield is going to be a parry for that exact situation to help him escape pressure, so it does kind of suck to have more keep away / zoning characters in MK11, but it makes a lot of sense for Robocop to have really good projectile based weapons. I think you all know by now how I feel about keep away characters, but I feel like if it's tough to actually do the zoning, that makes it a lot more fair. I just don't want it to be easy like Jade, where you just jump in the air and throw projectiles and then do a low projectile and then just rinse and repeat. I don't want it to be simple. If the keep away itself is actually tough to do, I don't care how effective it is, I just want it to require some effort. And then for those of you who stuck around until the very end of the video, I have one more awesome bit of news. So it looks like there will be some more Aftermath gameplay early next week. So I'm guessing that means around Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest for some more gameplay. And here's hoping it's gameplay for the new characters. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy story mode clips too, but I really want to see some more gameplay for those characters. In fact, I would love a combat cast. Combat cast is always fun. Man, I really want to be on that couch. I love breaking down characters in this game. I want to be on that couch and do it there live. That'd be so much fun, wouldn't it? Man, a guy can dream. But at any rate, everyone, that is about it for today's video. Please let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comment section down below. Which character has you the most excited to play? And then while you're down there, please leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And finally, why not keep that combo going by subscribing and ringing that bell? That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.